Have you ever wondered why children think differently than adults? Or why adolescents seem to be in constant turmoil? Understanding human development from infancy through old age can shed light on these questions and more. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer picture of the major developmental theories, the stages we all go through, and the changes we experience physically, cognitively, and socially. Plus, we'll discuss how we cope with aging and the end of life. Let's dive into the mysteries of developmental psychology. Foundational theories of human development. To understand human development, we must start with the foundational theories proposed by some of the most influential psychologists. Jean Piaget, Erik Erikson, and Lev Vygotsky each offered unique perspectives on how we grow and change throughout our lives. Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Jean Piaget, a Swiss psychologist, is renowned for his pioneering work in child development. His theory of cognitive development suggests that children move through 4 stages of mental growth, actively constructing their understanding of the world through interactions with their environment. The sensory-motor stage, birth to 2 years. Piaget's first stage, the sensory-motor stage, lasts from birth to about 2 years old. During this period, infants learn about the world through their senses and actions. They develop object permanence, the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they can't be seen. This concept is fundamental to cognitive development and sets the stage for more complex thought processes. Infants also begin to develop motor skills, such as grasping, crawling, and walking, which allow them to interact more effectively with their environment. The preoperational stage, 2 to 7 years. The second stage, the preoperational stage, spans ages 2 to 7. In this stage, children begin to use language and think symbolically, but their thinking is still intuitive and egocentric. They struggle to see things from perspectives other than their own and often believe that everyone sees the world as they do. This stage is marked by significant growth in language skills, memory, and imagination. Children engage in pretend play and begin to understand the concept of past and future, although their understanding is not yet fully developed. The concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years. From ages 7 to 11, children enter the concrete operational stage. Here, they start thinking logically about concrete events. They understand the concept of conservation, that quantity doesn't change even when its shape does. This stage marks the beginning of logical or operational thought, meaning the child can work things out internally in their mind. Children also develop the ability to classify objects and understand the concept of reversibility, which is the understanding that objects can be changed and then returned to their original state. The formal operational stage, 12 years and up. Finally, the formal operational stage begins around age 12 and continues into adulthood. During this stage, individuals develop the ability to think abstractly and reason about hypothetical problems. They can think about abstract concepts like love or justice and systematically plan for the future. This stage is also marked by the development of logical thinking and deductive reasoning skills. Adolescents and adults in this stage can think about multiple variables in systematic ways, formulate hypotheses, and consider possibilities. Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development. While Piaget focused on cognitive development, Erik Erikson emphasized psychosocial development. Erikson, a developmental psychologist and psychoanalyst, proposed that we move through 8 stages of psychosocial development from infancy to old age. Each stage presents a central conflict that must be resolved for healthy psychological development. Trust versus mistrust, birth to 18 months. The first stage, trust versus mistrust, occurs in infancy, birth to 18 months. During this period, infants depend on caregivers for their needs. If caregivers are consistent and reliable, the child develops a sense of trust. If not, mistrust can develop, impacting the child's ability to form healthy relationships later in life. This stage is crucial for establishing the foundation of trust that will influence the individual's relationships throughout their life. Autonomy versus shame and doubt, 18 months to 3 years. The second stage, autonomy versus shame and doubt, spans early childhood, 18 months to 3 years. As toddlers start to assert their independence, they learn to control their bodily functions and make simple decisions. Success leads to a sense of autonomy, while failure results in feelings of shame and doubt. This stage is important for developing a sense of personal control and independence. Encouraging children to try new things and supporting their efforts helps foster a sense of autonomy. Initiative versus guilt, 3 to 5 years. The third stage, initiative versus guilt, occurs during the preschool years, 3 to 5 years. Children begin to take initiative in their activities and interactions. They develop a sense of purpose and leadership. However, if their initiative is stifled or met with criticism, they may develop feelings of guilt. This stage is important for developing a sense of initiative and the ability to lead others. Encouraging children to explore their environment and supporting their efforts helps foster a sense of initiative. Industry versus inferiority, 5 to 12 years. From ages 5 to 12, children enter the industry versus inferiority stage. This stage is critical for developing a sense of competence and achievement. Children work hard to master new skills and gain approval from peers and adults. Successful experiences lead to a sense of industry, while repeated failures can result in feelings of inferiority. This stage is important for developing a sense of competence and the ability to work hard and achieve goals. Encouraging children to try new things and supporting their efforts helps foster a sense of industry. Identity versus role. Confusion, 12 to 18 years. Adolescence, ages 12 to 18, is characterized by the conflict of identity versus role confusion. Teenagers explore different roles, values, and beliefs to develop a personal identity. Successful resolution leads to a strong sense of self, while failure can result in role confusion and a weak sense of identity. This stage is important for developing a sense of personal identity and the ability to make decisions about one's future. Encouraging adolescents to explore their interests and supporting their efforts helps foster a sense of identity. Intimacy versus isolation, 18 to 40 years. The sixth stage, intimacy versus isolation, occurs in young adulthood, ages 18 to 40. During this period, individuals seek to form intimate, loving relationships with others. Successful resolution results in strong, healthy relationships, while failure can lead to loneliness and isolation. This stage is important for developing the ability to form close relationships with others and the ability to make commitments. Encouraging young adults to form relationships and supporting their efforts helps foster a sense of intimacy. Generativity versus stagnation, 40 to 65 years. The seventh stage, generativity versus stagnation, spans middle adulthood, ages 40 to 65. Adults strive to create or nurture things that will outlast them, such as raising children, being productive at work, and contributing to society. Success leads to feelings of usefulness and accomplishment, while failure results in shallow involvement in the world. This stage is important for developing the ability to create and nurture things that will outlast oneself and the ability to contribute to society. Encouraging middle-aged adults to be productive and supporting their efforts helps foster a sense of generativity. Integrity versus despair, 65 years and older. The final stage, integrity versus despair, occurs in late adulthood, ages 65 and older. Reflecting on their lives, individuals may feel a sense of satisfaction or failure. Successful resolution of this stage leads to a sense of integrity and wisdom, while failure results in regret and despair. This stage is important for developing the ability to reflect on one's life and the ability to accept one's life as it is. Encouraging older adults to reflect on their lives and supporting their efforts helps foster a sense of integrity. Lev Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. Lev Vygotsky, a Russian psychologist, offered a different perspective by emphasizing the social and cultural context of development. Vygotsky's sociocultural theory suggests that cognitive development is largely a result of social interaction. He introduced the concept of the zone of proximal development, ZPD, which represents the range of tasks that a child can perform with the help and guidance of others, but cannot yet accomplish independently. Vygotsky believed that learning is a social process and that cognitive development is facilitated by language and dialogue with more knowledgeable others, such as parents, teachers, and peers. He also introduced the idea of scaffolding, where adults provide support to help children learn new skills. This support is gradually removed as the child becomes more competent. Prenatal development. With a foundational understanding of these major theories, let's explore the stages of development, beginning with prenatal development. The prenatal period is a time of rapid growth and change, transforming a single-celled zygote into a fully developed baby ready for birth. Prenatal development is divided into three stages: the germinal stage, the embryonic stage, and the fetal stage. The germinal stage covers the first 2 weeks after conception. During this time, the zygote undergoes rapid cell division and travels down the fallopian tube to the uterus, where it implants in the uterine wall. The embryonic stage lasts from the 3rd to the 8th week. This period is marked by the formation of major organs and structures, including the heart, brain, spinal cord, and limbs. The embryo is particularly vulnerable to environmental influences during this stage, as the developing organs are highly sensitive to teratogens, substances that can cause birth defects. The fetal stage lasts from the 9th week until birth. During this period, the fetus undergoes significant growth and maturation. The body systems become more functional and refined, and by the end of this stage, the baby is ready for birth with fully developed organs and systems that can support life outside the womb. Infancy and early childhood. Following birth, we enter infancy and early childhood, a time of rapid physical, cognitive, and social development. Infants learn to control their bodies, develop motor skills, and start to understand their environment through exploration and interaction. During the first few months of life, infants rely on their caregivers for nourishment, protection, and comfort. They develop strong emotional bonds with their caregivers, which provide a sense of security and serve as the foundation for future social relationships. Infants also begin to develop basic motor skills, such as grasping, rolling over, and sitting up. As infants transition into early childhood, they continue to refine their motor skills and gain greater control over their movements. They learn to walk, run, climb, and engage in more complex physical activities. Cognitive development accelerates during this stage, with rapid growth in language skills, memory, and problem-solving abilities. Children learn to communicate, understand cause and effect relationships, and engage in pretend play. Socially, early childhood is marked by the emergence of peer relationships and the development of social skills. Children learn to share, take turns, and cooperate with others. They also begin to understand social rules and norms, which guide their behavior in social situations. The development of self-control and emotional regulation is a key milestone during this stage, as children learn to manage their emotions and respond appropriately to social cues. Middle childhood. As children move into middle childhood, their cognitive, social, and emotional development continues to advance. They develop more sophisticated thinking and reasoning abilities, becoming capable of logical thought and problem solving. Their memory and attention skills improve, allowing them to learn and retain more complex information. Socially, middle childhood is characterized by the formation of more complex and stable friendships. Children develop a sense of belonging and identify with social groups, such as school classes and sports teams. Peer relationships become increasingly important, and children learn to navigate social hierarchies and manage conflicts. They also begin to develop a sense of competence and self-esteem, which are influenced by their experiences and interactions with others. Adolescence. Adolescence is a period of significant physical, cognitive, and social changes. Puberty brings about rapid growth and sexual maturation, while the brain undergoes important developments in areas related to decision-making and self-regulation. Adolescents also begin to form their own identities and gain greater independence. During adolescence, individuals develop advanced reasoning abilities, including abstract thinking, hypothetical deductive reasoning, and metacognition, thinking about thinking. These cognitive changes enable adolescents to plan for the future, evaluate risks and consequences, and develop their own values and beliefs. Socially, adolescence is a critical period for identity formation. Adolescents seek independence from their parents and form close relationships with peers. They also begin to develop romantic relationships and explore their sexual identities. Social media and digital communication play an increasingly important role in adolescents' social lives, influencing their self-concept and social interactions. Early adulthood. As adolescents transition into adulthood, they face new challenges and opportunities related to work, relationships, and personal growth. Early adulthood is often marked by the pursuit of career goals and the establishment of intimate relationships. Individuals may start families and take on new responsibilities, such as parenthood and home ownership. Middle adulthood. In middle adulthood, individuals often experience stable careers and established family lives, but may also face challenges such as caring for aging parents and navigating the complexities of adult relationships. This stage is sometimes referred to as the sandwich generation, as individuals balance the needs of their children and their parents. Late adulthood. Late adulthood brings retirement, potential health issues, and reflections on life accomplishments. This stage can be a time of fulfillment and wisdom, as individuals look back on their lives and share their experiences with younger generations. However, it can also be a time of loss and adjustment, as individuals cope with the deaths of loved ones and changes in their physical and cognitive abilities. Understanding development. Understanding the physical, cognitive, and social changes that occur throughout life can help us navigate our own development and support others through theirs. It's a journey that, while unique for everyone, shares common threads of growth, challenge, and adaptation. Physical development. Physical development is influenced by a combination of genetic, environmental, and lifestyle factors. Genetics play a significant role in determining an individual's physical characteristics, such as height, weight, and susceptibility to certain health conditions. Environmental factors such as nutrition, exposure to toxins, and access to health care also play a crucial role in shaping physical development. In infancy, proper nutrition and health care are essential for healthy physical development. Breastfeeding provides infants with essential nutrients and antibodies that support their immune systems. Regular checkups and vaccinations help protect infants from illnesses and ensure that they are growing and developing as expected. During childhood, physical development continues at a rapid pace. Adequate nutrition, physical activity, and access to health care remain important for supporting healthy growth. Regular exercise helps children develop strong muscles and bones, while a balanced diet provides the nutrients needed for energy and development. In adolescence, the physical changes associated with puberty are influenced by hormonal changes. These changes can have a significant impact on an individual's physical and emotional well-being. It's important for adolescents to receive appropriate guidance and support during this time, as they navigate the challenges of puberty and develop their own identities. In adulthood, physical development stabilizes, but it's important to maintain healthy habits to support overall well-being. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and preventive health care can help mitigate the effects of aging and support physical health. It's also important to address any health concerns that arise and to seek appropriate medical care when needed. Cognitive development. Cognitive development is influenced by a combination of genetic, environmental, and experiential factors. Genetics play a role in determining an individual's cognitive abilities, such as memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. Environmental factors, such as exposure to language, education, and stimulating experiences, also play a crucial role in shaping cognitive development. In infancy, cognitive development is closely tied to sensory and motor experiences. Babies learn about the world through their senses and develop basic cognitive skills, such as attention, perception, and memory. Caregivers can support cognitive development by providing a stimulating environment, engaging in responsive interactions, and encouraging exploration and play. During early childhood, language development is a key aspect of cognitive growth. Children learn to communicate, understand cause and effect relationships, and engage in pretend play. Caregivers can support language development by reading to children, engaging in conversations, and providing opportunities for play and exploration. In middle childhood, cognitive development continues to advance as children develop more sophisticated thinking and reasoning abilities. Education plays a crucial role in supporting cognitive growth during this stage. Schools provide structured learning environments where children can develop their intellectual skills and gain new knowledge. Adolescence is a period of significant cognitive development, with the brain undergoing structural and functional changes. Adolescents develop advanced reasoning abilities, including abstract thinking and hypothetical deductive reasoning. It's important for adolescents to have opportunities for intellectual stimulation and to engage in activities that challenge their thinking and problem-solving skills. In adulthood, cognitive development is influenced by ongoing experiences and learning opportunities. Lifelong learning and intellectual engagement can help maintain cognitive function and support overall well-being. It's important for adults to seek out opportunities for intellectual growth, whether through formal education, hobbies, or social interactions. Social development. Social development is influenced by a combination of genetic, environmental, and cultural factors. Genetics play a role in determining an individual's temperament and social behavior. Environmental factors, such as family dynamics, peer relationships, and cultural norms, also play a crucial role in shaping social development. In infancy, social development is closely tied to the caregiver-infant bond. Babies form attachments with their primary caregivers, which provide a sense of security and serve as the foundation for future social relationships. Caregivers can support social development by providing responsive and nurturing care, engaging in social interactions, and encouraging exploration and play. During early childhood, peer relationships and social skills become increasingly important. Children learn to share, take turns, and cooperate with others. They also begin to understand social rules and norms, which guide their behavior in social situations. Caregivers and educators can support social development by providing opportunities for social interaction, modeling positive social behavior, and addressing any social or emotional challenges that arise. In middle childhood, social development continues to advance as children form more complex and stable friendships. Peer relationships become increasingly important, and children learn to navigate social hierarchies and manage conflicts. Schools and extracurricular activities provide important opportunities for social interaction and the development of social skills. Adolescence is a critical period for social development as individuals explore their identities and establish a sense of self. Adolescents seek independence from their parents and form close relationships with peers. They also begin to develop romantic relationships and explore their sexual identities. Social media and digital communication play an increasingly important role in adolescents' social lives, influencing their self-concept and social interactions. In adulthood, social development involves the establishment of intimate relationships, the formation of families, and the development of social networks. Early adulthood is often marked by the pursuit of career goals and the balancing of work and personal life. Middle adulthood may involve the reevaluation of life goals and the strengthening of social ties. Late adulthood can bring changes in social roles, such as retirement and the loss of loved ones, but it can also be a time of reflection and the formation of new social connections. As we move through these stages of development, it's important to recognize that individual experiences can vary widely. Factors such as genetics, culture, socioeconomic status, and personal choices all play a role in shaping development. By understanding the typical patterns of development, we can better appreciate the diversity of human experiences and provide support and guidance to others. End-of-life issues. As we age, we also confront end-of-life issues. Aging can bring challenges such as declining health, loss of loved ones, and the need for increased support. However, it can also be a time of reflection, wisdom, and fulfillment. By understanding these stages and the changes that occur, we can better navigate our own development and support others through theirs.